there, it's Lindsay here. It's been a busy day today. I had to take Ruby into the vet. Somebody needs attention too. I had to take Ruby into the vet because she's been having some pain, and I thought it might be her back. But when she jumps on the bed, now she won't even jump up on the couch. But she's been having that since Saturday. It's now Tuesday. So, we just needed to take her and get her checked out. They checked, and he thinks it's her hips, but she was also running a temperature. So he gave her some antibiotics. He wasn't really sure what the temperature was. He thought maybe she had gotten like a bite from another dog and maybe it got infected or something. I don't know. If anybody bit her, it was this one over here, right, Coco?
Yeah.
You're probably the cause of her hip pain, aren't you? Bad boy. Bad boy. But anyway, we took her in this morning and he gave her pain medication, so maybe I can get some sleep because I have not, quit licking me. I've not been getting sleep the last few nights, and for me right now, if I miss sleep, it's over at that point. Like, sleep's my bare minimum. Ollie's working on his schoolwork right now. He's trying to get done with all of his second grade stuff. And then he can take a break for the summer if he can get that done. He's only got a couple weeks left, but we had to up some of the courses so he can get done faster. And he's not happy with it right now, but it'll get better. It's just a lot of math. He's only doing math and reading. That's the only thing that he's behind on, so. But I'm gonna give you an update today. We had an amazing day yesterday. So many things happened. I had already filmed like a little update for you, but everything has flipped around on its head and we have updates on our updates. So I'm just gonna start over. First thing is we have been fixing up our prior house in Little Rock. It was our big city house, and it had a renter in it for the last few years while we've been out here, and we decided that now's the time to sell it. And it went on the market Friday, and by Monday we had it went on the market for $159,900, and on Monday we had 3 offers, one for $170,000. Yep, they offered us $10,000 above asking. I guess they're probably sick of looking for a house. I know in this market it's kind of crazy. We've got other family members looking for a house, and they've put in offers above asking for 3 different houses, and they've all fallen through. So, big update there. I am happy to see that chapter close. I'm hoping that everything goes through. You really trying to get up? Oh, good girl. Look, she did it. I'm really happy to see that chapter close and just that portion of our life to be over. That is the house that we brought the kids home to, and that me and Jay had our first date. And that's where he lived when I met him, so. But I'm not gonna miss it. It is just, I love all of our neighbors there, and if I did want to live in the city, that would be a great place to do it because it was on a little cul-de-sac, and we all had some elderly neighbors and some older neighbors, and they were all wonderful and fantastic. So there's the first thing. So some of y'all must have been saying your prayers for us or something that we would get that house sold quick, because being under contract in 3 days is crazy to me. Never have I ever. Also, here's the big thing that I've just been keeping it under wraps because we kept changing our mind on what we wanted to do, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to do it, and I didn't want to go back and forth until we knew what we were going to do as far as the house goes. So initially we said we were going to do an extension. We thought about building something new, and then we went back to our extension, and yesterday we got our financing completed for a big barn shed type building, and we are going to actually be building a barn-dominium. But we got our funding yesterday for that. We did have money saved up, and it would have been enough to buy the barn-dominium, but then we wouldn't have had any money to finish it out. We would have had to go paycheck to paycheck like we did on this house. And obviously we're running out of time, so we didn't need to wait until we could afford things. We needed to be able to have the money and fund it whenever we could do the project. So now we have that. We have the money to build the building, and then we have the money to finish it out. And if we get money from our house in Little Rock, that'll just be money on top of it. It'll just be more things that we can do inside the house. So I'm still working on floor plan in general. Jay made one and I don't like it, so now I have to draw my own. But I did need your input on colors of the outside, because that's kind of our next thing. I do have to do the floor plan inside so we know where to put in the windows and doors, because they're going to be doing that for us. They're not charging us to put in our windows and doors. Of course, we have to order the doors on our own, which I'm completely okay with, but because then we can get like the double pane nice ones. So let me just show you. My house is a mess, so when you see things all over the place behind me, that's just real life right at the moment. I don't really feel like doing anything hardly. I don't know how these are going to come through on video, but we're definitely not getting the ones with the X, because these are more expensive, these three, for some reason. But we're going to do a galvanized roof, because that's going to be best for, you know, kind of reflecting back the sun so it wouldn't be so hot. You can kind of see it. But I'm trying to think of what color I want for everything else. And we're doing, the windows are going to be black. So I was thinking about black trim and either the charcoal gray or the pearl gray, but I really don't know. I love the green, but Jay doesn't love the green, and he hates it. So I don't know. I'm completely lost on what we're going to do. I have no idea. But the patina green to me is really pretty, because it's like a light sagey green color. I don't want red of any sort. I know that. I don't want it to look like a barn. The contractor suggested clay and burnished slate, which is like, it's terrible. It's a terrible color in person, because I've seen 2 of the sheds that he did in that color and I did not like them at all. So I don't know. These are the colors. We need a color for the trim, and we need a color for the walls. So if you have any color combo suggestions that I should look at, let me know, because I'm not really sure what to do at this point. I just know that we're going with the galvanized roof. So I've been falling a little behind on my seed starting, but the fact is, it's the very beginning of the season. There is still time. I can direct sow a lot of things that I was planning on seed starting. But I'll just show you kind of what I've got going on in the greenhouse right now. I need to repot some things because they're starting to get nutrient deficient, because the potting mix that I had them in just didn't feed them long enough. Got all my tomatoes going down here. They're smaller because they got a later start than everything else. Those are big rainbows and mortgage lifters. And the goat really wants to eat this squash. This is all my Zephyr squash, and then I've got cucumber growing back here. The squash is what needs to be replanted because it's kind of, stop it, going yellow. I'm gonna have to shut him out. Now we can get this done. Where was I? All my calendula is looking good so far. It needs to be watered today. Oh my gosh, it's dry. Okay, so I'm about to water these. I've got a few violas growing back here. I think this one died. But my cucumbers look amazing. I'm going to put those out in the garden next week, as well as the squash. And then over here I have some yellow squash. Got yellow squash, winter squash. I've got a lone nasturtium over here. And then some zucchini back there. I think this is tomato. Yep. Got some mortgage lifters. They're looking pretty good back there. And then up here, I've got more yellow squash, a lot more. Some broccoli rab back there. I don't know if that's how you say it. That's just how I say it. So, that's what it is. And then up here I have all of my nasturtiums. There's so many of them, I'm going to put them everywhere. But they're back there. It's still a little too cold for them yet. And then I've got some little pansies growing, and more of the zephyr squash, which are yellowing, and some of them are a little dry, so I'm gonna have to water really quickly. So that's it as far as my little seed started things. Do I wish I had peppers in there? Yes. Do I wish I had started some cauliflower? Yes. I do have some cauliflower that I purchased, and it's out in the garden right now growing. But overall, I wish I had gotten a few more things done than I have so far. I have some more tomato varieties that I need to seed start. But fact is, it's not too late. I grew tomatoes up until November of last year, and they were still producing. So I do have plenty of time, and it'll be fine.
You're like a river in the dark. You stare me right, you lit the spark. And I can feel you tearing down every wall. Come one, come all. You're like an early morning breeze. Your soft red lips and gentle tease. You must have been sent just for me. Come one, come all. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate.
Sonny's been taking the grass down for us in here. He's been doing a pretty good job. And he won't get stuck in the fence, unlike the goats, who will. He has not. So that area there is where the new house will be going. We're gonna face it toward this house. I know that's kind of weird instead of facing it down the road, but for when the sun comes up and the sun goes down in the winter and the summer, that's gonna be the best spot. And also we have a view out that way in the winter time. So we wanted the back of the house to have the view. They won't be able to start on our building until we probably have 6 to 8 more weeks now until they're gonna do that. My brother's gonna come and do all the plumbing stub outs, and Jay and I are gonna do the electrical stub out, and maybe one for like where the island's going, because we know we're gonna want electrical in there. But other than that, we're gonna do that, and then it'll be on a slab, and it'll be airtight and all that good stuff, and we can start framing and putting in walls and running electrical and doing the plumbing and all that good stuff inside. So we're pretty excited about it. That's gonna be the biggest house we've ever lived in. So we're going from really, really tiny to 4 times that size, which is kind of crazy to me. I think it'll feel like we don't have any stuff at that point. But we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. It's just gonna take a while to get there, but I think it's gonna be worth it in the end. But I just wanted to give you a little update, let you know how everything's going. That's it for now. That's how it's going, and I'll keep you updated all along the way, even on our little house that we're selling. Make sure it's everything goes through. Sure hope everything goes through and it appraises and we get that all finalized. I'm sure there's going to be some concessions that they want once it's inspected. It is an older house. It was built in 1983 and it's had some updates but not a whole lot. So hopefully we can get that sold. I may do a little walkthrough if you guys want to see that house. Maybe a little tour of kind of where we started and where we even started homesteading. That's where we started homesteading. It's right there in the middle of the city. So if you guys would like to see that, please comment down in the comments section. And I will talk to you in my next video and down in the comments too. I can't wait to chat with you and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.